With an estimated value of $22.6 billion, Gucci reigns as one of the world's most renowned fashion brands. It seems to have it all: success, luxury, and fame. But don't be fooled by the glittering facade, for the seemingly rags-to-riches story takes a sharp and shocking turn toward betrayal and darkness. Behind the success of the fashion industry lies bitter family feuds, legal battles, an attempted corporate takeover, and even a murder. So brace yourself, sit tight, and prepare to embark on a roller coaster ride through the unbelievable and scandalous history of Gucci. Gucci grew up working in his parents' straw hat shop in Florence, Italy before it went bankrupt, leaving him broke. Determined to make a new start, at 18, he moved to London to seek employment and got a job at the renowned Savoy Hotel. There, he observed wealthy guests flaunting exclusive leather goods and realized that fashion was a symbol of status that differentiated the haves from the have-nots. He then worked at Wagenlitz, a train company where he learned about luxury luggage. That's when he decided to start his own leather shop catering to affluent clients, but knew it would require hard work, mastering the industry, and saving up funds. So after serving in World War I, he got a job at a leather goods shop and worked there keeping his goal in mind. In 1921, at the age of 40, Gucci had enough knowledge and funds to open his own leather goods store in Florence. This modest shop would eventually grow into the world-renowned brand we know as Gucci. Gucci started by selling imported leather goods, but demand for custom-designed and handmade products grew. As a result, he established his workshop, hired skilled artisans, and created unique designs that set Gucci apart from competitors and satisfied his affluent clients' desires. As Gucci's business expanded, he faced financial difficulties and accumulated debt. He borrowed money from his son-in-law and relied on his 3 sons to help manage the business. Despite being a single store, his sons had grand designs to revolutionize their father's business. As Gucci was aging, he was content with his small leather goods business. However, Gucci's sons convinced him to expand their small leather goods business by opening a shop in Rome, which became popular during World War II as soldiers bought gifts for their loved ones back home. This success led to further expansion, and by the 1950s, Gucci had opened a 3rd store in Milan. In 1953, Gucci's sons Aldo, Rodolfo, and Vasco opened their first American store in New York City. However, Gucci passed away just 2 weeks after the grand opening, leaving the company to his 3 sons. After Gucci's death, a legal battle ensued between his daughter, Grimalda, and her 3 brothers over her exclusion from his will. Despite having contributed to the company's survival with her husband's loan, Grimalda lost the case and was left with nothing. This was the first of many family legal battles. Expanding to the United States proved to be lucky for Gucci, as it was the first Italian luxury brand to set up shop in New York City, propelling the business to new heights of success. As Hollywood celebrities began to wear Gucci's designs, their popularity skyrocketed, sparking a trend among the masses who desired to copy their favorite movie stars. In 1974, another tragedy struck and Vasco passed away, leaving his shares to his wife. Aldo and Rodolfo bought out her shares, securing full ownership and each taking a 50% stake in the company. They continued to expand globally and opened the first Gucci flagship store in Hong Kong, focusing on the Asian market. This paid off, making Gucci a dominant force in the region. The Gucci brothers reinvested their profits and expanded their product line beyond leather luggage in 1975, entering the fragrance market and transforming the brand into a global luxury name. They offered a wide array of items, but the company remained a private family business. The Italian saying, "The first generation builds, the second expands, and the third destroys," was a cautionary tale for family businesses, as the future of Gucci remained uncertain, and the family was about to face their biggest challenge. Aldo Gucci divided his shares among his 3 sons into small stakes, but Rodolfo refused to give any to his son Maurizio, resulting in Rodolfo keeping his full 50% stake in the company. The Gucci family was in constant conflict and tension, with cousins fighting over control of the brand. Although Aldo and Rodolfo had transformed the company into a global brand, their aging raised the question of who would lead Gucci into the future, sparking intense debate. Maurizio's marriage to Patrizio worsened the family conflict, as her obsession with the brand and desire for Maurizio to become CEO created tension. She played family members against each other, dividing the already fragmented family. Maurizio's father, Rodolfo, disapproved of his son's marriage to Patrizia, calling her a social climber. Despite this, Maurizio went on to have 2 daughters with her. However, he later regretted not listening to his father, and their relationship deteriorated as a result. Maurizio inherited his father's 50% stake in Gucci after Rodolfo's passing, but disagreements with his cousins continued over the brand's future direction. The third generation of Gucci heirs had conflicting plans for the brand. Maurizio believed that Gucci's licensing agreements with department stores generated significant revenue, but undermined the brand's exclusivity. He felt that the Gucci brand should be reserved for the wealthy and famous. This decision to retract the licensing agreements, despite the immediate loss of over $100 million, was crucial in re-establishing Gucci's reputation as an exclusive luxury brand. The move paid off, and Gucci saw a significant increase in sales and profits in the years that followed. This was in response to the increasing number of fake Gucci items on the streets. Maurizio's cousin felt that he had been treated unfairly by his father, Aldo, who gave him a minor stake in the company and minimal responsibilities. Paolo wanted to become a fashion designer for Gucci, but his designs were not well received by the family, who doubted his skills. Out of spite, Paolo Gucci exposed his father for evading taxes, leading to Aldo's imprisonment for 366 days. Paolo launched his fashion brand, Paolo Gucci, despite the family's objections due to concerns that it could harm the Gucci brand's name. He fought Gucci in court for the right to use his name on the fashion line, spending $8 million in the process. Paolo Gucci's ambitious plans for his fashion line fell short, as the sales failed to cover his mounting debts. Gucci eventually bought the rights to Paolo Gucci's brand name, making his products disappear. Even his daughter acknowledged that the initial pieces produced by Paolo were unpleasant. Maurizio Gucci sought outside investors to gain control and eliminate family interference amidst legal disputes which were making headlines. Investcorp, which previously helped make Tiffany's, agreed to fund Gucci with no luxury fashion brand experience. Paolo, who had become an outcast of the Gucci family and held only a 3.3% stake in the company, sold his shares to Investcorp for $40 million in 1988. However, Paolo's reckless financial choices caused him to waste his profits, and he went bankrupt by 1993 with debts of over $90 million. Maurizio convinced other family members to sell their shares to Investcorp, giving the company 50% ownership of Gucci. Despite Investcorp's lack of experience, Maurizio retained control of the brand. In 1989, Dawn Mello was appointed as executive vice president and chief designer, and she made significant changes, including reducing the number of stores from 1,000 to 180, reducing the number of items sold from 22,000 to 7,000, and reintroducing some classic bestsellers like the bamboo bag and the Gucci loafers. Maurizio had ambitious plans for Gucci after acquiring full ownership, like inaugurating a new store in Milan and replacing the inventory with new products, leading to significant debt. He controversially discontinued the accessories line, which was a significant source of profit, and his decision to eliminate the iconic GG logo, which represented 70% of the brand's sales, led to severe financial losses of $30 million per year. The situation left the company unable to pay its employees and suppliers, making bankruptcy inevitable. Maurizio's risky decisions to overhaul Gucci's operations led to financial instability, prompting Investcorp to propose appointing a new CEO. However, Maurizio was unwilling to relinquish his position of power and begged for a period of at least half a year for customers to embrace his new ideas and start spending again. This standoff left the fate of Gucci uncertain. Investcorp purchased Maurizio Gucci's 50% stake in Gucci for $150 million in 1993, despite his resistance. 6 months later, Gucci's fortunes improved, and the brand regained popularity in the Japanese market. While some of Maurizio's decisions had led to mistakes, others had contributed significantly to Gucci's transformation into a luxury brand. With the family no longer in control, the company entered a new era. However, Maurizio Gucci passed away unexpectedly just 2 years later. In 1994, Maurizio and his wife, Patrizia, divorced, and losing the Gucci name reportedly devastated Patrizia more than the separation. However, she continued to harass Maurizio with mean voicemails. Patrizia was concerned that Maurizio's new girlfriend, Paola, and a new family would mean less financial support for her and her daughter's lavish lifestyle, which Maurizio had provided. In 1995, Maurizio Gucci was shot thrice on his way to work. The case remained unsolved for 2 years until an anonymous tip led the police to investigate his ex-wife Patrizia, who had sought advice, even from her lawyer, on how to kill him and avoid punishment. With the help of a friend, she hired a hitman to carry out the murder. At the trial, Patrizia flaunted her wealth by wearing only the finest Gucci clothing in front of the cameras. Patrizia was sentenced to 29 years in prison for ordering the murder of her ex-husband, Maurizio Gucci, while the hitman was given a life sentence. However, Patrizia only served 18 years in prison, refusing to participate in a work release program that could have led to an earlier release. After the murder of Maurizio Gucci, the future direction of the Gucci brand was uncertain. However, the hiring of Tom Ford as creative director brought hope. Ford's reintroduction of the classic Gucci logo and trendy collections targeted towards a younger audience revitalized the brand. Under Ford and CEO Domenico De Sole's leadership, the Tom Dom Bomb era began, which helped turn around the fortunes of Gucci. After the successful turnaround of the brand, Gucci's sales doubled from $263 million to $500 million in just 1 year. With the Gucci family no longer involved, the brand was free from power struggles, and Investcorp saw the growth potential. Gucci became a publicly traded company, and the IPO was a massive success. Investcorp sold their shares in Gucci for $2 billion profit. A year later, a crash in the Japanese luxury market caused Gucci's stock price to drop, allowing LVMH to purchase shares at a discount. LVMH's CEO at the time, Bernard Arnault, was notorious for his aggressive takeovers of luxury fashion brands, so Gucci sought an investor to raise funds and began acquiring fashion brands to become rivals of LVMH, instead of falling victim to a takeover. The Gucci Group, now known as Kering, has expanded its empire to include other renowned fashion brands like Balenciaga, Stella McCartney, and Alexander McQueen. However, the departure of the dynamic Tom Dom duo in 2004 left a void in the company's leadership. With a strong brand identity and an ability to adapt to new generations, Gucci has a loyal fan base, over 50 million Instagram followers, and more than 500 stores worldwide. The brand has struck a balance between accessibility and exclusivity, and is continuously reinventing itself. Gucci's recent success with the House of Gucci movie demonstrates that the brand still captivates the public's imagination. With a loyal following, strong brand identity, and innovative approach, Gucci will continue to be a major player in the fashion industry for years to come.